Released for DOS and Windows by Bullfrog Productions in 1997, Theme Hospital is one of only 2 theme games they made that aren't about running a theme park. And of those 2 unpark related games, this one is the only one that made it to the States. And it did quite well too. Theme Hospital sold over 4 million copies worldwide, and a spiritual successor is slated for release sometime in 2018. So somebody must have liked it. The basic premise of the game is to build a successful hospital from the ground up, controlling everything from where the desk in the doctor's office goes to whether people live or die. As far as classic simulator games go, it's hard to get more classic than this. Also, it's responsible for one of the most terrifying cutscenes of my young life. That wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary at all. The man is dead. Though I guess if the choice is chainsaw surgery with no anesthetic or death, I'd take death too. Walking step by step through the process of managing a hospital, the first and most important step is rooms. The rooms of your hospital dominate your capability to diagnose, treat, and generally take care of your patients. Starting with an empty hospital, you choose what rooms to build where and how big. Bigger rooms with more windows make your staff feel more important, which means less money spent on wages. But if you can't fit all the rooms you need in your hospital, you're not going to be making much money anyway. And in case you were under any illusions about the private hospital industry, it's all about the money. Okay, and not killing people. That's sort of frowned upon. Once you have your rooms, you're also going to need staff. Doctors, nurses, handymen, and receptionists all help make a hospital into a homespital. But like that one aunt of yours that nobody likes, their value as a human may vary. One of my favorite campaign missions makes you hire nothing but crap doctors, just to really mess with whatever strategy you might have for playing the game. I love it. Of course, you can train your doctors to make them better, and you'll probably need to, because there are 3 specializations doctors can have, and trying to hire what you need is mostly luck. If you don't have 2 surgeons, you can't run your operating theater. If you don't have enough psychiatrists, when that man goes on break, you'll have people waiting in the halls. And if you don't have researchers, you can forget about curing new diseases or adding new rooms. Like all management games, Theme Hospital is about efficiency. Managing queue times, staff breaks, cleanliness, and more can keep you very busy. Theme Hospital's claim to fame, however, is doing all this alongside a heaping handful of tongue-in-cheek humor. This game doesn't have you cure things like the flu or gout. Instead, Theme World is plagued with diseases like bloaty head syndrome, or invisibility, or worst of all, baldness. You acquire baldness, by the way, by telling lies and making up stories to be more popular. And of course, all these nonsense diseases have nonsense machines to cure them. My least favorite example is definitely slack tongue disease, which is cured with, the slicer. Yeah! That said, this game does have its problems. The difficulty can go from snooze-fest easy to frustrating garbage in an instant with some of the events that the game tries to use to spice things up. Emergencies, where multiple people with the same disease flood your hospital and you have to cure them all within a time limit, are at least optional, but other events, like epidemics, can be ridiculous. In an epidemic, you have to either pay a fine, which can be quite steep, or try to cure an undisclosed amount of people within a time limit that is often simply unrealistic, especially given how poor the AI is at being fast, both for patients and for staff. Another problem is the inclusion of earthquakes as an event. Earthquakes look like, whoa, 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 get it together, okay, slow down. Whew. They look like that. There will be a small one as a warning, and then a big one a minute later. Gameplay-wise, earthquakes serve to damage your diagnostic and treatment machines. The small one warns you to send your handyman to repair any machines that are looking a bit sad, and then the large one punishes you if you don't do that. And when I say it punishes you, I mean that if a machine explodes in an earthquake, that's it. You can't replace it, you can't delete it, you can't even remove the room that it was in. Talk about harsh. By far the most egregious problem I've had, however, and it's going to seem like a small problem, is heat. If your patients are too cold, they'll be unhappy and maybe even leave. So you have to place radiators in your hospital, both in rooms and in the hallways, which seems reasonable, except that even at a maximum heat, a patient's idea of temperature looks something like this. Theme Hospital is definitely one of those games that I remember being more fun than it is, but that's not to say it isn't good. It's quirky and repetitive, but in hour-long play sessions, it definitely scratches a management sim itch. I criticize it because I love it, and while it's not the sort of game I can play for days, it still has a spot in my library and in my childhood memories. After all, it's sort of hard to argue with a management sim that includes a level where all you do is try to shoot rats. I remember being way better at this as a kid. Hell with it, this game's too much for me. I can't shoot the rats, my machines are broken, every month there's a new epidemic, I've had it.
Hospital administrator is cheating. Hospital administrator is cheating. Hospital administrator is cheating.